season, the Breakers look for a third tonight and sitting just outside the play-in spots. Every win is crucial at this point of the season if you want to play for another ring. The Jackies look to get one back on the Breakers after a New Year's Day thriller in Hobart, and the Tasmanians will be out for some revenge. It's Friday Night Hoops, and it's a throwback at that as the boys grace the hardwood of the North Shore. It's the Breakers and the Jackies up next. Hey, they say players change, people change, but will you win your first banner? That never will, and hopefully for some Breakers fans, it is some home cooking tonight as the crowd begins to build here. It's a beautiful day here in Auckland, so hopefully it's hot on their floor and hot as those buckets fill up here tonight. I'm Brooke Rusco, joined by Casey Frank. Taylor Johnson is with us as well. We'll catch up with her very, very shortly. But Case, we are back to where it all started. You were here on opening night as well, gracing that court right there. And it's a spiritual home court for these Breakers.
Only a couple decades ago. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Maybe a little further back.
A little gray in there.
Well, the passion has remained the same for Breakers fans. The wins have certainly picked up, and bringing the game back here, they're hoping to rekindle a little bit of that championship magic that they discovered once upon a time.
They probably want to rekindle a bit of that momentum as well that they had in their last time out. They played against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They put up 31 on them. How do they continue that momentum?
Well, they play defense and they control the glass. When they're able to play a semblance of defense and not be one of the poor defensive units in the league, they can really start to get a little bit of momentum. Such an efficient offense, that's never going to be the problem. But keeping the opposition off the glass and keeping the opposition from playing with that high efficiency they are, those have been the issues all season long.
Well, like I said, it's not just us here tonight. Taylor Johnson is in the building as well, and every game counts at this point of the season.
Oh, absolutely, Brooke. This is one of the tightest races towards the finals in recent history. I mean, look at this. Just 3 wins separate third from last place, so it's literally anyone's game. Every single result, not just this game, but every single team will have an implication on the finals. But I tell you what, the theme by the Breakers is back to the future. So they've brought back the old cheerleaders. I saw Doc Brown and even someone dressed as Marnie McFly. But for the Breakers team themselves, they want to go back in time and emulate that 2011 performance and hopefully set themselves up on an upward trajectory heading into the play-ins, Brooke.
Looking for is pandemonium. I'm sure we'll hear that at some point from Andrew Mulligan. Hey, let's take a look at this ladder right now, and the JackJumpers are there and thereabouts as they always are. It was a tough one last night for the Wildcats, though.
But it's not about the wins and losses for teams from 3 to the end. It's about that percentage, because everybody's about to get locked up. The United, the Wildcats, they've got a spot in the finals. Everybody else hasn't secured it yet. They're all chasing each other.
Hey, the answer is win and stay in for the fixtures that are still to come. We just talked about this, but the Wildcats went down to the hands of the Hawks. Huge win at home for those guys, and the Breakers get a chance at them on Sunday, which will be a huge game in terms of who is going to push late into the season. Now, this Breakers front court, they have been big. They've been cooking on some heat. Anthony Lamb was huge last game out, 31 points on his birthday, and efficiency is big for them.
Efficiency is huge for them. The way that Xylon Cheatham's been playing when he drives to the rim, you can see that speaks in field goal percentage. The offensive rebound's not where you want. The rebound percentage, certainly not what you want. But this is a team today that has to test itself on the glass. That front court of Mango Matiang, Xylon Cheatham, and Anthony Lamb have to find a way to at least stay even on the glass. They're going to get things going offensively. And if they can put pressure on both ends of that Tasmanian front court, they'll be in good stead.
Well, let's take a quick look at that front court of the JackJumpers, and man, they are big, and like you said, you have to keep these boys off the glass.
3 games against the Breakers have been vastly different stories. In the 2 losses, they've averaged 20 or 43 rebounds and had a combined 27 offensive rebounds. In their lone victory, 60 rebounds, 25 offensive rebounds, and those bigs just absolutely dominated. Krislovich, Lee, and of course the big fellow Will Magnay. They were just so good on the interior. When they can inflict their will on the game, that makes them a better squad. If they do so tonight, I think they dominate.
Well, we are moments away, Case. I'll let you get back into the commentary booth. Andrew Mulligan, it is almost go time.
It certainly is, Brooke. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Event Finder Stadium used to be North Shore Event Centre. And this anniversary weekend 1 year ago, this venue was, most of it, submerged underwater. And tragically, 4 people lost their lives in the floods a year ago for the anniversary weekend. And so it's good to see this venue back up and running for a Breakers game that haven't played here in 6 years' time. That's your starting 5, and it's a strong starting 5. Mantas Rubstavicius, when he scores 15, they win. It's pretty straightforward for the NBL next start. Tasmania come into town after a big win over Melbourne. And they are sitting at third on the ladder. And this is the starting 5 for them. Marcus Lee gets the start at the 5 spot. Milton Doyle missed the last home game against the Breakers at Spark Arena. And he is in the starting 5 this time around. Jordan Crawford has had problems offensively against the Breakers, but he is a quality guard, and the matchup with Parker Jackson Cartwright is always box office.
You're certainly right. Jordan
Casey,
Crawford.
my goodness,
I made it
that
run.
was unbelievable from you. You've made it across the venue in record time.
Had to go down some stairs as well, but I remember we used to do that here. I used to have to climb up and down, and hopefully not too many more. I'm a little out of shape.
Not me. Some people had to fireman's lift me around when we're back at this venue. Getting ready for tip-off here at Event Finder Stadium. Atiang and Lee. It will be the Breakers who control the tip. Parker Jackson Cartwright. Cheatham up high with the pick. Lost the handle. Swiped away, and it will be tied up. Anthony Lamb and McVeigh. That's a marquee matchup between those two guys at the 4 spot.
Well, good hustle by Tasmania, and a nice job of staying in those passing lanes, or that driving lane by Drimmich, and still staying attached to Lamb in the corner. The spacing wasn't great, enabling him to guard 2 and force that turnover on the first possession of the ball game.
Apologies, not McVeigh, Drimmich, but I'm still looking forward to that Lamb-McVeigh matchup. We've got a whistle, and we have a stoppage of play.
Something happened. Something happened. We're trying to figure it out.
I saw one of the referees shrug, and we're back underway. There is Drimmich with the ball. Lee's got good position in a mismatch. Matiang comes over. Rupstavicius was there as well, but no one could stop him.
Surprising switch, putting Parker Jackson Cartwright on Lee. That's an easy mismatch in the post if they can get him the ball, which they did.
Rupstavicius misses the run, and Matiang on the offensive glass. A rare offensive board for the Breakers this season. Now in the corner is the next star, in and out. McVeigh with the rebound.
Great look from Mathis Rupstavicius, and of course a lot of talk about how good they are when he plays well. 15 points, they're undefeated 5-0, but 6-3 when he scores 10 and more, and that's coincided with this good patch of play for the Breakers.
Doyle on the pull-up. Back of the iron, Cheatham with the board. Here comes Zylan Cheatham. Kicks it to the corner. Excuse me, on the elbow there on the 45. PJC now. Got no quarter clock, no game clock as Cheatham shoots that 3 with 8 on the shot clock. That might be what the problem is with the referees, and they're probably trying to correct that right now at Event Finder Stadium.
Nice spacing by the Breakers. Nice pass by Lamb to find Cheatham out by himself outside as Jack McVeigh cuts to the hole and draws the foul before the catch.
We do have 2 big digital stats screens just out of frame of that wide shot there, so most players can see what the time is. And of course, you can see it at home on our score ticket. Doyle on the baseline looking for the cutter. Oh, my goodness! McVeigh tried to throw it down and he's fouled.
Well, he had quite the lineup. The runway was clear. The tower cleared him for takeoff. Matiang came in late, got just enough body. You see that little forearm into the side there. That's where the foul occurs. Drimmich looked like he was cleared for takeoff. Just couldn't quite stick the landing.
Rupstavicius owes Matiang a foul there. Anthony Drimmich misses that. He's usually an 88% foul shooter.
A couple of concerning cuts to the basket for the Breakers. An easy cut by McVeigh, barely stopped by a foul. The wide open lane there for Drimmich. Breakers need to be a little bit concerned with that on-ball defense early in this one.
This is both. Jackson Cartwright. Breakers have had problems defending the backdoor cut as well. It's not a good sign. Up the inbounders. PJC pulls up for 2.
So comfortable when he gets that mid-range. He gets those defenders on their heels. They have to back up. He has the 17-footer in his hand. There's Saran wrap on the rim early.
Excuse me, Casey. That was a great look as Matiang goes barreling into the fans on the baseline there. And he has gone through some fantastic seats. I'm glad he got his bear safe and didn't help up his...
All smiles, all smiles.
His guest beside him.
Watch his misses go down, but the drink is okay. Didn't spill a drop.
That's peak New Zealand. That sums up summer. Inside to Lee. Kicking it out. Matiang blocks it. McVeigh shoots it. It gets it to go down with the shot clock winding down.
Well, nothing but confidence for Jack McVeigh there. Drimick's has had some great looks at the rim. Their breakers are laying off him with a challenge in the score. He's taking the challenge, hasn't gotten the buckets yet, but putting pressure on the B to rotate.
Rivstovichus. And Jackson Cartwright, another pull-up. Little strong netting, another offensive rebound. Left hand, no good.
Didn't quite have the handle on the basketball. I think that affected his balance as well, went up quicker than he needed to.
Drimick stepping back with one knee raised.
He is aggressive early in this one. Now 1 for 3 from the field. And breakers are laying off him just a bit, and he is not hesitating.
Lamb. Backdoor cut, nice look to Rivstovichus.
A great movement without the basketball. Moon Doyle got caught watching the ball handler, Anthony Lamb, as he drove. The unselfish fair play there by Zylan Cheatham. Finding Rivstovichus. I thought he was going to attack the rim instead. Gives it up early for the easy finish on the lob.
4 points for the Lithuanian. McVeigh cleans it up for Doyle. A tough shot, Jack McVeigh.
Multiple times now the breakers have been caught out of position, gambling for those wing entry passes. Jack McVeigh that time instantly drives to the cup, uses his body well to shield that shot.
Anthony Lamb now battling down on the baseline, trapped. Drimick ties him up, but he manages to get free. And we got a travel call.
Well, just excellent defense. Pinned him down there on that third defender with that baseline. The strength there, I think it was a Drimick underneath, is contesting that basketball on Lamb. Earlier this season, we've seen McVeigh matched up quite a bit with Lamb. Today, it's Drimick being asked to do it on both ends, and you see the length of Lee taking away the basket, and Drimick getting his hands in there to make it an even more difficult pass, forcing another turnover.
Just gets longer and bigger for the Breakers. Will Magnay's in the game for Lee. McDowell wide off the bench for the Breakers. Inside to McVeigh on the face-up of Matiang. Decides to show and go somewhat. Sold the pass, and then just drove and finished with the right hand. Jack McVeigh.
Rolled him to sleep. Mingo Matiang got concerned with the possible handoff to Milton Doyle. McVeigh just turns that corner, bucket again.
McVeigh's got 7, he's 3 for 3. Sean McDonald about to check in the game for the JackJumpers.
2 rebounds from McVeigh as well. JackJumpers have forced 3 turnovers already, just the 1 steal. And when they can cause that pressure, when they get steals, they normally find a little bit of freedom pushing the basketball in transition. They don't look for transition a lot, but when they do get it, they're one of the more efficient teams in the league.
Tom Abercrombie in the game. 4 titles, played a lot of basketball in this gym, not just for the Breakers, but also being a local lad, as Matiang again gets Magnay up. And Magnay recovers with a block when Matiang goes back at him. And Matiang and McNay with a battle underneath. It stays with the Breakers.
Beautiful reactions by Will Magnay there. That second jump, great. Just 0.4 left on the shot clock after that tremendous defense. Look at that second jump there. That is tremendous. It's great to see Magnay at his athletic best. That bounce, return bounce, is not easy on the legs.
What are they going to do here? Got to get it up. Derek Fisher's in the building.
It's pretty close. You can do nothing but a catch and instant shoot in 0.4, and it looks like he got it off.
Doyle with the foul from Abercrombie.
Oh my.
He got him with the push as PJC stripped Doyle.
Parker Jackson Cartwright had that well read, had pounced on it just on the spin move. Thomas Abercrombie is the one who gets whistled for that infraction there, saying too much hands from behind.
Crawford and Jackson Cartwright battling here. What a matchup that is. And a big rebound is Magnate. Battling down low with Pino. Pino is called for the foul.
The foul's already starting to line up on the breakers. The depth and this non-stop effort of this front line starting to take its toll.
Doyle sits, Clint Steindl in, Lamb back into the game. It will be Cheatham who gets a seat. Crawford on the baseline, gets free and puts it up and in.
Complete lack of help side defense there, everyone chasing shooters. Jordan Crawford says, thank you very much. I'll take this little lazy drive to the bucket.
Now White gives it back to TJC, 9 to shoot for the Breakers. Lamb tied up with Magnate. Does a great job selling it with Will Magnate. They have a little wry smile together.
Well, that's when you get pinged with the fouls, though, when you're using your arms up high instead of your body. If you're chesting up with your body, you're not going to get caught in that little wrestle. Magnate's got a hold of his left arm and just not giving him that freedom movement that Anthony Lamb wanted.
Now White finds Pino, who slipped on the screen. I do know what a slip screen is, Casey.
Beautiful drop pass inside there, right in the breadbasket. Easy finish after drawing multiple defenders coming off that on ball.
Steindl, Abercrombie on him. Magnate up high. McVeigh, on. Absolutely sold Lamb.
Just the eyebrows. Gave him the eyebrows and Lamb went up and in, and he will be checking out of the ball game on that foul.
That is 2 fouls for Anthony Lamb, so Cheatham comes back in. That is a win for the JackJumpers right there. Tom Vodanovic about to check in. A recent addition after playing some basketball in the Philippines. Tom Vodanovic just named in the Tall Blacks team to play Hong Kong coming up in a few weeks' time. Along with Isaiah Liafa, who's also at the scorer's table. And McVeigh missed that one, an 80% foul shooter. Just 1 for 4 Tasmania from the line already.
They only misses the one. Perfect from the field, 3 for 3. 1 for 1 from deep, and now 2 for 3 from the line after that trip.
Vodanovic comes in for McVeigh. TJC sits. Liafa into the game for the Breakers. Here comes McDowell White to Abercrombie. Cheatham on the weak side, gets the rebound, and it's Magnate with another block.
Denying all returns to that bucket, doing a great job protecting the rim.
Crawford with a bounce pass. It's loose. Whose ball is it? And they're adamant.
Yep.
It came off a JackJumper's hand.
Thomas Abercrombie pretty sure that went the other way. And it looks like Coach Moody Moore is he's called the timeout. He's deciding whether or not they're gonna challenge it. And now it will be challenged. So Coach Moody Moore challenges that out of bounds call. And Thomas Abercrombie gonna be tested here.
Tom Abercrombie, a breaker in 2008 as a youngster. And here is the Breakers timeout with Modi Maor.
No rejects, good hustle, good effort, bravo. No slips with the floor, screen. Let's go in there, let's give it a good chest. Hey, chest. Z here, Tom here. Cut over, go get Will. Dane, in the next one, slip. You have Isaiah in the backside if you don't have it. Right? On defense, we're in shows with Dane. Be good with your fours. You two can switch, no problem. Hey, you got Crawford. Hey, you got Crawford. Let's go, boys.
Let's go. Breakers on 3. 1, 2, 3, breakers.
Well, here we take a look at the little drop in there. Looks like it goes off McDonald's leg from that angle. Bounces here off Abercrombie and then certainly off McDonald's leg after that.
Came off the shin, and the call will be confirmed shortly.
The coach's challenge is successful. The call is overturned. Play will be resumed with New Zealand ball.
So McDowell White to get us back underway. Tight one at the North Shore Event Centre. The JackJumpers, #1 team in the NBL, holding opponents to 20 points. Lowest scoring average by opponents. McDowell White pulls the trigger on the 3. And the Breakers move to 17.
That's the shot that Will McDowell White was so deadly with a season ago. He just refused to let defenders go underneath those screens. If he can get back to that form, Breakers in great shape tonight.
Here's McDonald the other way. And we got a foul on the drive there. 2 shots coming up for Sean McDonald.
6th foul here in this first quarter against the New Zealand Breakers.
Tino was called for that.
That will be Ben Cano's second personal. Haven't put it on the board yet.
He says as he looks to the board as well, and that is Tino's second. So Matiang into the game. McDonald at the line. And they've already been 7 times after that made shot from the charity stripe. Nothing but net on both of them. Perth losing last night gives the JackJumpers a sniff of that second spot, Casey Frang, and of course the Breakers, they need to win 5 of the remaining 7 games as Sheepco gets free on the baseline and throws it down.
Oh, that's bouncy. That is bouncy, yeah. That is a difficult decision there for Tom Bogdanovic to make. Had to choose between 2, chose in between and lost them both.
Krislovic trying to find somebody, pulls the trigger instead. Fabian Krislovic off the bench and puts it in.
Have to respect that 3-point shot of Krislovic. He is a good shooter, especially when left open. Mango Matiang just drops off and gives him way too much space.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, shooting 36% from downtown is Krislovic.
Tasmania's picked up the defensive intensity since that little timeout of the Breakers.
Cheatham's feeling it. Oh, he's got another bucket. This time it's another 3, his second.
He loves that corner 3. That is where he's most comfortable, out beyond the arc. A quick release on that one after the dunk a couple plays ago, and having a chat with Tom Bogdanovic as well.
He certainly is. Tom Bogdanovic loves to chat. McDonald, 8 to shoot. Bogdanovic misses that. Cheatham with a massive rebound.
He's getting involved. He has been hyped up. Looking like he's playing with a little extracurricular activity.
I'm going to say he's got his legs back. And we got a foul on the drive from Cheatham.
What a little series of play for Xylon. Cheatham there had the dunk. Comes down, next time down, has the triple, comes back down, gets that rebound, and in transition, attacks the rim, gets the whistle. Really found himself involved. You talk about legs. It does take a while just to find that rhythm with your teammates, find that ultimate level of athleticism, especially when you're, an Italian sports car like Xylon Cheatham is. Got to get that alignment just right. Can't just be a little bit off.
Jackson Cartwright into the game. Dal White, he's out there. So is Liafa. With Matiang and Cheatham who makes the first. A 3-guard rotation for Modi Moore to close out this first quarter. 71 seconds to go. Cheatham had a big say through the stretch leading into this point. He's got 10 points now, 3 rebounds and an assist. Bogdanovic, it's quiet at Event Finder Stadium. Bogdanovic tipped away, stays with Tasmania.
Very quiet in the stadium right now, almost like they're trying to relearn how to be fans in this building. Certainly a different atmosphere when you find that spark, much more intimate. A little light on the numbers today.
McDonald puts it up. Krislovic getting a rebound. No one's come to help McDowell White, who does a good job. And the Breakers get their hands amongst it. Cheatham almost had another one.
Down to 6 seconds on the shot clock after that defensive effort. Nice job by the Breakers to scramble around and take away some of those looks. At times, the communication in that scramble is let the Breakers down, but a nice job there of letting one another know whose responsibility it is.
6 on the shot clock.
Oh, they reset to 14. I don't know why they reset to 14. Nobody's had possession. It was just a tip ball.
Mody Mole wanted timeout. He wanted to challenge that. He wasn't in time to get it. So it is Tasmania ball with a new shot clock of 14. Oh, no. Kristevich goes down, but pops back up. And it's an unfortunate turnover, but a little bit of justice for Mody Mole on the breakers.
Well, good attack and does well to get Matiang in bad position. Could have taken advantage, but just lost the footy. Had a little bit of a tire blow out there, so ends up in the travel. Now the breakers a chance for a 2-for-1 if they push it down quickly, but it looks like they're going to try and execute in half court.
McDowell White. Gives it to Matiang, does McDowell White. Matiang can't get that to go down. That's a bunny for Mango Matiang.
He's a little slow to react on the catch this evening. He should be a bit quicker. Get his hands back in there to not let that defense recover.
Shot clock is off for Doyle. Kristevich finds Vidanovic. Vidanovic just throws it out of bounds, and Cheatham says it's going to be their ball. Darlan Cheatham and Tom Vidanovic. It's not the matchup that I expected tonight, but I'm here for it.
It's a good little chin wag. There is certainly a wee bit of energy in it.
So 2.2 to go in the first quarter. PJC. And that's tough because that wasn't on the shot clock for PJC to see up high. And so he gets caught in no man's land with it. And we'll take a break here. 24-20, the Breakers lead by 4 over Tasmania. (24-20), it is the Breakers up by 4. Let's go to Brooke Roscoe for a quarter-time update.
Yeah, listening to the Breakers there, and overall, generally speaking, Coach Mody pretty happy on the defensive end. They let some loose things happen, but this is the NBL. There're going to be some tough shots that are made, but overall happy with the defensive effort. On the other side, the offensive end, the ball's moving, the ball finds energy. Xylon had a big first quarter, had 10, was cooking on the heater, so they want a little bit more of that. Continue, make sure the ball doesn't stick. Taylor, what you hear?
Was a different story on the JackJumpers bench. It was quite interesting because what they said was, guys, let's just do some fast breaks. Let's go quickly. Crawford said, every time I turn around, I want to see someone available. We need to just shake these guys. They're good in defense in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see how their defense goes in this play right here.
Anthony Lamb backing down and knocking the fall away down as the shot clock was winding to a conclusion, and Anthony Lamb Gets his first bucket.
Well, you're not going to keep him down for very long. At some point, he's going to get himself involved. And it didn't take long in the second quarter for that to happen.
Breakers, 7 assists on 9 field goals in that first quarter. And now Doyle's free in the corner. Can't get the 3 to go down. PJC looks across half court. JackJumpers are back. Lee on an island. Nice cut by McDowell White, regathers it. Lamb looking for Jackson Cartwright. Cheatham in rhythm, contested 3, can't get it. Grimmett with the board.
You hear Scott Roth in front of us telling the team to pick up the pace. They haven't gotten that message quite through yet. But look for that to start kicking in at some point.
Jay wants it against Liafa. Instead it's McDonald. But a break, a steal.
Nice job by Lamb to jump that passing lane and Cheatham just enough on ball to get a piece of that pass, slow it down.
McDowell White looking at Cheatham to his left, and that just gives the defense a little bit. Oh, we got a push off. At the other end, McDonald with the forearm shiver to PJC, who goes flying. But that drive there from McDowell White, that's vintage McDowell White working with his big.
Well, the last few weeks, Parker Jackson Cartwright has been a little bit more stout with the defense in the full court. It hasn't just been token going back and forth, but it's really been trying to affect teams' ability to get themselves set in the half court from that full court to inbounds, and has another effect there, gets the steal. And William McDowell White, is he starting to look like the William McDowell White we saw last year? Has that touchback, his body's looking good, the confidence in the shot as well.
Lamb. The 3, we've got a whistle. And is that off the ball? I think it's on the screen from Cheatham.
Discussing it now as to whether or not that's going to be on the shot.
Odie Moore's helping as well.
Well, he knows what happened. Ball on the sideline, so it's there on the screen. McVeigh just grabs Cheatham from behind, trying to whip around. Defenders do that all the time. The question is, can you get away with it or not? Cheatham gets pushed off his spot there and loses his platform, so it becomes an easy whistle.
Hristevicius back in the game and gives it to Cheatham. 9 on the shot clock. PJC's fouled by Marcus Lee.
At least he's trying to get saying he's wrapping the arm around me, but that would have to be the longest arm in the world to wrap around Marcus Lee there, because he's extending the arm out, pushing him out. Look at this attack. Look at how low Parker Jackson Cartwright goes. And there's the arm. That's what Marcus Lee's talking about. He's saying that foul should be on him, not me, not the way the officiating crew sees it. So advantage to the Breakers on that one.
Breakers lead is 8. Lamb. Marcus Lee did it before it was going down. And Marcus Lee swats it out of bounds.
Thought it might have been going down. Don't know if we have a sideline view, but look at Lee close that space and gets it just about right at that peak. Great timing. Takes it out of your screen, straight out of bounds. Still 6 seconds on the clock for the Breakers.
Another block for the JackJumpers, the 3rd. Hristevicius turns it over. Milton Doyle gets it from Crawford. Nice from Milton Doyle.
Here's that transition offense the JackJumpers want. Opens up a transition back the other way, though.
Cheatham.
Might have been travel.
And
one.
It counts.
Instead.
Marcus Lee with another foul. Sean Marion likes it.
How do you even keep your balance with a shot fake like that? I would have blown up my Achilles. Look at the speed with which he gets this catch and stops. Timeout to the JackJumpers after that one. Gets in the jump stop, then puts it down, gets the foul, the left hand to drop it in. Crawford thought he saw the travel, but instead, Breakers with a chance to go up 9 after the timeout by Scott Roth and the JackJumpers.
Down 8. 55% from the floor. They're shooting 53 for Tasmania. It's a +2 advantage for the Breakers on the rebounds. 8-3. An assist ratio of +5 for the Breakers. Here's Jack McVeigh from the Tasmania JackJumpers pregame.
Well, Jack, coming into this game, the JackJumpers are sitting just short of sealing a Final 6 spot, and you've said yourself that you're not worried about the ladder, just a game-by-game mentality. How is this club able to use that and work towards that mentality as a whole?
Well, we've worked hard to put ourselves in a position where we still control our own destiny. I mean, with 5 games to go, if we win out or we continue to win games, we're going to be in that top three spot, which is what we're chasing. So we're controlling one day at a time, and every single game at this point in the season's big, and we want that home court advantage when playoff time comes.
Well, speaking of big games, the last time Tasmania was in New Zealand had a huge one, especially on the glass. 60 rebounds in total. I think 25 of those offensive. How can the JackJumpers get back to that level of physicality and that mentality that enabled them to take such an important road win?
Well, the Breakers versus JackJumpers is always a physical game. Both great teams that are going at it. So we've got to make sure we're on our defensive, we're setting that defensive tone. And so when those rotations aren't coming early, that allows us to grab those rebounds. And these are a great team to play against, 2 of the best scorers in the league. So we've got to make sure they're taking the shots we want them to take. And that allows us to build that wall, grab those boards. And then when it comes to offensive rebounds, it's about playing hard.
Zylan Cheatham at the line, 12 points for him. 2 for 2 on the stripe tonight.
Big difference in the game right now is the possession. 15 shots for the JackJumpers, 22 for the Breakers. They've done that by forcing 6 turnovers to the JackJumpers, but also grabbing 4 offensive rebounds, doubling the JackJumpers up at the moment.
They only averaged 6.6 offensive rebounds a game to the Breakers. It's been an Achilles heel for them. Doyle misses that 3. And who came? That might come off Trimmick, I think it did, but PJC was right there as well. Jackson Cartwright and the Breakers get the ball.
No challenge coming from the JackJumpers. They're sticking with that call. And Crawford trying to pressure PJC up the court, but hasn't really had an effect on the Breakers' ability to start offense.
Lamb for 3. Anthony Lamb.
Simple actions, creating just enough space. McVeigh, concerned about the driving ability of PJC, just gets detached. Lamb pops and stops, hits the 3.
He's the only player in the league to lead his team in points and rebounds. 20.6 and 6.3 respectively. As McVeigh goes at Lamb. Savicius gets the defensive rebound rather. Now it's Savicius looking at the drive. Good defense from Drimmick. Lamb feeling it, heat check. Knocking down another 3.
That's a good challenge from Jack McVeigh, but Anthony Lamb looks like he might be roasted yet again. 31 points the last time out. 2 back-to-back touches, nothing but net.
Lamb doing the roasting, nice. Drimmick corner ball, it's good.
A good attack back in transition, drawing defenders into the middle and forcing that corner defender to just step off that midline a bit, giving Drimmick that space on the catch and shoot.
Lamb can pull some moves. Stavicius picks up his dribble, finds PJC, 10 on the shot clock. Plenty to work with. Cheatham going at Magnay. Lee Arthur pulls the trigger. Not a lot happening on that set from the Breakers.
Breakers shooting well from deep, 6 for 9 up to this point, but I like the activity when they attack the rim.
Speaking of attacking, Drimmick's into the key, picks it out. Crawford knocks that 3 down.
Oh, the penetration there. Once again, gets into the paint. All the defenders turn and look. Lose Crawford in the corner. Nice decision by Anthony Drimmick to find Crawford in that corner and maybe get the JackJumpers ignited from deep. Who are now 4 for 7 from the 3-point line and 10 for 19 overall.
That's another big round. I saw a great stat that you put me onto an account. Duncan Berg, Casey.
Solid.
It's a great account, and it's one that made me really realize how close this is. He says it's a bit strange that the 7th and 8th place teams can still catch Melbourne United, but they have clinched that top 6 spot because they won't fall out of playoff contention. But teams like Southeast Melbourne, Adelaide, Cairns and Sydney can actually catch them if they all goes horribly wrong for Dean Vickham and Melbourne United. It probably won't, and most likely it won't, but that's how good and close the NBL season is coming into these latter rounds.
Unbelievably tight. Nobody is out of it. We heard Coach Mike Kelly talking about if we keep winning, we can get ourselves in there. That's the way we have to think. Despite some bad performances, they bounce back. The Illawarra Hawks bounce back. They're back into the swing of things. And every team that's on the wrong side of that 6 has nothing but hope, because a little bit of a winning streak and some luck when it comes to the percentages, you can control your own destiny and earn your way back into that postseason play.
It was a huge game afterwards, Brisbane and Melbourne. Let's go to Brooke Rusko, who's got an update from the Breakers timeout for us.
Yeah, that was just to hold the momentum. Obviously, back-to-back threes from this Tasmanian team, but he likes what he's seen right now. They're up 9, excuse me, halfway through this second. But 10 assists is big for them at the moment. They need to continue to find the shooters, keep cutting on the back of those traps that are coming as well, but continue to move the ball. And the rebound count, if they can win that, is going to go a big way, because they're up at the moment and they've struggled all year on the rebound count.
Taylor.
Well, the message here was stop giving Cartwright an open lane. Let's go back to basics. Let's stop giving him all that space, and let's get some momentum and movement and get better when we're on transition. Everything just a little bit too slow was the message from coach.
Shot clock winding down. McDowell White knocks down that three. Yes, Casey, he is looking good.
That's confidence in the shot that we did not see earlier in the year. He had those issues with the hand. He had the issues with the leg as well, but he is looking smooth and in control of all facets of the game so far tonight.
Doyle, the defense from the Breakers. Trimmick misses that three. Jackson Cartwright and Liafa controlling that loose ball. Jackson Cartwright for three. Another triple. The Breakers are raining them down. They're 8 for 11.
JackJumpers going underneath all these on-ball screens, and the Breakers are making them pay. Are they going to change the defense up, or are they going to expect the Breakers to start missing some of these shots?
Magnay underneath. He was behind Cheatham as well. He sealed it up high.
Probably unlucky not to get that finish. Had his balance there, took his time, but just couldn't get that soft touch. A good foul taking away the sure thing and ensuring that he doesn't get a chance in the three-point play.
It is a sure thing, North Shore. And it's Magnay at the line. Last 18 points of field goals have been three-pointers between these two teams.
That's 6 straight from deep.
That's math. That's great from you.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at 6 times 3. That's about the limit of the multiplication tables, though. The rebound's the most impressive thing for the Breakers right now. Holding Tasmania to just 2 offensive rebounds off 10 misses and winning that rebound count 11-8.
Magnay misses the second. Tasmania is 5 of 9 from the foul line through this game. Fouls are 7 apiece. McDowell White. Lamb. Another Breakers turnover. Time.
That's the 5th.
A little bit tough there with the catch. It was bounced off his leg.
6 turnovers for the JackJumpers. But overall discrepancy in possession. 7 more shots for the Breakers at this point in the ballgame. 27-20.
4 offensive rebounds to 2. Trimmick looking for Magnay. PJC goes down, gets back up. Doyle, 6 to shoot. Lamb's on him. Hit him with a crossover. Milton Doyle's shot is blocked. Has to put it back up. McDowell White has it. Breakers defense looking really sharp in this first half, Casey.
As good as I've seen it in consecutive plays this year as McDowell White can't get that fadeaway, but Breakers are on a string today. They are tied together, a lot of communication, and doing a good job of shutting things down.
Another deflection and steal for the Breakers. It's turnover number 7. 43-29. Breakers with a 14-point lead here at the North Shore Event Centre. I mean Event Finder Stadium, excuse me. Old habits die hard. And a foul on the drive from Anthony Lamb.
It's always going to be NSEC in your heart.
I know, it is. It is. Sorry to the sponsor.
Well, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. JackJumpers just down to 29 points in this one. In the game that they won, they scored 97. They've had 90 in all 3 ball games against the Breakers so far this season. But in the game that they won, they held the Breakers to just 80 points. That's going to be a difficult one for them to get to today.
Well, they're number 1 in opponents' points average of 85.8. And the Breakers have 43 through almost 17 minutes of game time here. As Anthony Lamb looking to hit his second. They're also really good at holding opponents to under 32% from deep, 31% in fact. And the Breakers are raining triples at 73%. They're 8 for 11 as Lamb sits. Cheatham and Matiang on the front line for the hosts.
It's been a tremendous first half for the Breakers shooting the basketball. Not bad for Tasmania, but the field goal percentage of the Breakers is off the hook right now. 57%, 73 from deep.
Doyle driving off the glass and in. The Tasmania JackJumpers are going to win. They're going to have to get Milton Doyle going a little bit more. It's 2 of 7 as PJC loses his footing in amongst the tall timber. And we've got a foul.
Oh my, that's unfortunate for the JackJumpers. That loose ball there.
That is on Steindl.
It was just about to be 3 seconds. Close to losing possession there. Doesn't pick it up and travel, still has it. They're just fighting. Steindl trying to get a handoff from behind, but grabs his shoulder there. And when he goes down and grabs that shoulder, pins himself, and that makes it an easy call. If you just don't grab a hold of him and twist him around, that would have been JackJumpers' ball, but instead, possession goes to the Breakers and free throws for PJC.
Breakers haven't missed from the line.
Bang, bang.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
Well done. How about the production out of that point guard position for the Breakers right now? 16 points, 8 apiece for PJC and William McDowell-White, both shooting 3 for 4 from the field. 2 assists apiece, a steal apiece as well. So splitting that well.
Breakers lead is 15. Steindl, another turnover. He stepped out. That's the 8th turnover for the JackJumpers in this game. They have a turnover percentage of just 12%. It's not extremely high, but it's not exactly low. And just a little sloppy here in the first half. Just Scott Roth.
Not the execution you expect from Tasmania. Just pushed a little bit offline. Not overly physical defense by the Breakers causing that one, but not quite as locked in as they are when they're at their best.
Breakers 20-11 in this quarter. Matiang catches the air ball and gets the and one.
The rebounds are where it's at. The Breakers inflicting their will on the opposition right now. 5th offensive rebound. Mingo Matiang just skies up to snatch that one.
Give him the assist.
And then put it back in. It's a tough assist there. I don't know. You're really giving it you're really pushing that one in.
It's Milton Doyle's 3rd foul as well.
That is probably a little bit more concerning. Milton Doyle hasn't really been able to gotten himself involved offensively as of yet. Just 2 for 7 for the field for 4 points, but you don't want him picking up that 4th. A little surprised he's been left out there. It looks like Jimmy coming in soon.
Up high, it's McVeigh looking for somebody. Nobody's moving at the moment for the JackJumpers. McDonald has it. This is great defense, working the shot clock. Magnay, though, bails them out. Tough shot from the big man.
Good strong flash to make himself available on the catch. And takes his time. Matiang a little bit worried about getting in foul trouble there or getting another foul. Instead gives up the mid-range of the 2.
PJC knocking down a 3. That is their 9th of the half. And Scott Roth, head coach of the JackJumpers, calls time. Scott Roth and the JackJumpers have seen enough of these triples raining down. #1 team defending the 3-point line, and they are getting killed from deep.
Well, they normally go under and they challenge late. They've got length that can do that normally, but tonight the Breakers in a zone, 75%. Well, we were going to listen into this huddle, but Scott Roth is Zen mind tricking us.
Tornado hammer.
I don't want you guys to go say, I'm coming up.
Slow.
I almost feel like this is a prank on the production team now that we've gone into this huddle. And he's got the signal, he's just decided against it.
Hey, let her shit stuff. Hey, come into the house. Yep. 3 or 4 solid defensive passes and take care of the glass. You got to do the little things. They're up and in on you. So you got to get through their hands, all right? Together, 1, 2, 3, together.
And it is the little things. It's all the detail right now for the Jack Jumpers that's letting them down. Cutting yourself to get open, boxing out, finishing plays on that end, and that's what enabled the Breakers to pick up this 19-point lead.
Great to see some young kings in the crowd tonight at North Shore Event Centre. It's a little bit hot, a little bit sticky here at Event Finder Stadium.
Would you have it any other way?
No, absolutely not.
Maybe moist.
Crawford to McVeigh. Ball on the floor. Oh, it's swatted, but we got a foul on the other side. Magna and PJC got tangled up.
Sure exactly what happened over there. I was watching the ball falling over, but it's Tommy Abercrombie picking up that whistle.
It will be Abercrombie with that foul. His second. He's trying to get through the Magnay screen, and
I don't know. I think Thomas Abercrombie could have a 100-yard head start on sprinting through, and he'd have trouble dislodging Will Magnay on the screen like that again.
PJC was just there to help him up. Magnay to McDonald. Nice cut. Abercrombie's there. McVeigh using the strength to get through the veteran defender.
Clever post player. He just works the angle so well. Bangs into the body of Abercrombie to take away his ability to challenge, and then just scoops it around him.
3-ball, Abercrombie. Crawford with the rebound. No Majok Deng for Scott Roth and the Jack Jumpers. No Finn Delaney for the Breakers, and we've got a foul on the baseline. It's Drimmick hit as he cut through.
Looks like Mattian picks up his second there. Excellent offense on the other side by the Breakers, and count that bucket. We're saying basket interference as well.
Mattian gets his hand up through.
Yeah, it touches the
net there.
That's a tough one there. It didn't look like the ball ever had a chance to get up on the rim, but Mattian's fingers does get caught in the net. So the 2 points are good. The Jack Jumpers don't mind the call going their way.
So it is Drimmick at the line. Breakers with this 15-point lead. They've had a big second quarter here. It's 28-18 as the quarter score. Dow White looking for Jackson Cartwright. Cheatham with the mismatch, straight into Magnay.
Good double on the baseline there. Will Magnay comes over, makes the finish difficult, and takes away the little skip pass. Exactly how you have to communicate when you got your little guy on a big.
Came off the Tassie big, so it will be Breakers ball. 7 on the shot clock. 36.6 to go in the half. Dow White. Jackson Cartwright gets Crawford up and knocks down that three.
Lovely patience, took his time to get that triple up after Crawford went by him to the challenge.
That is their 10th three of the half.
Good for 14.
McDowell White just pushes Crawford down. The alpha will come into the game for McDowell White. That's his first.
Foul up high.
I apologize, he's coming in for PJC.
Will McDowell White a little bit confused as the whistle there. And so take another look at the shot by PJC. Gets his foot. Does he get his foot behind? He does. Just steps behind that three-point line. Great awareness. Great patience to let the defender go through before you get the shot off.
Mattiang will sit. He's on 2 fouls, so Pino into the game, saving the starting center before halftime. Differential of around 2.5 seconds. We got a foul call.
Just a lot of fouls away from the basketball. They're looking at that freedom of movement right now, and then Pino gets pinned trying to keep Will Magnay from getting where he wants to. He picks up his 3rd foul in limited minutes here in the first half.
Got Lamb now coming in for Pino. Barker will check into the game for Crawford. Jordan Crawford, 5 points in this first half. Averages it straight on 18.
Free throws. going the JackJumpers way just yet. Only 6 for 11 from the stripe right now. Breakers 7 for 8.
Magnate puts it high and it drops. 11 seconds for the Breakers to round out a very impressive first half. Connected on defense, raining triples at the other end. Here's McDowell White. Left hand finish. Oh, that's pretty. JackJumpers screaming for a travel, none forthcoming. And that is an excellent half of basketball. McDowell White off the bench, 4 for 5. He's got 10 points. Jackson Cartwright has 15, Lamb has 10, Cheatham has 13. It is all Breakers at halftime here at Event Finder Stadium. JackJumpers and McVeigh is with Brooke Ruscoe. He's got 11.
Hey, Jack, it's not on the offensive end. You guys are shooting over 50% at the moment. It's the defensive end. The Breakers 10 or 14 from deep. How do you slow that down?
Oh, we're letting them dictate it, and we got to be better in the second half. Ball pressure, and they're making some tough shots.
Hey, you know better than most how good Doyle is, how Crawford can get going at any spot. How do you get them going in the second? They've got 9 combined right now.
I have no doubt that they'll step up, and they're going to be big for us in the second half.
Look forward to the second. Zylan makes his way in here as well. Zylan, big first half from you. You're finding your way on the back cuts, the 3 balls falling, getting to the free throw line as well. You got that smile. It looks like those legs are back.
Yeah, just trying to stay in rhythm, trying to get a win. We know what's at stake at this time, so just trying to build chemistry.
57 points at the half. You guys are moving the ball, an asserted effort to get the ball moving in this half.
Yeah, it's definitely been a point of emphasis all week in practice, so we're just trying to come out here, make plays, make more plays than them, and get this win.
Good luck in the second.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Zylan Cheatham, 13 points, 2 for 3 from deep. Parker Jackson Cartwright with 15. He's 4 for 4 from downtown. And we'll take a break. We'll come back and let Brooke and Casey have a bit of a chin wag about halftime.
Happy Australia Day to our viewers in Australia right now as we jump into the halftime highlights brought to you by Hungry Jacks as the Breakers have a huge first half, 57-39 over the JackJumpers, and it was their 3-ball for the Breakers, and that man right there who got a swagger back in that first half.
Yeah, the way that the JackJumpers were defending that three-point line, they were going under those screens, giving the Breakers plenty of time, a little bit late to close out, possibly more concerned about the drive. That outside efficiency led to some open looks on the interior when they started to feel good. Back-to-back triples from Anthony Lamb exploded that lead, and the Breakers look as comfortable offensively and defensively as we've seen them all season.
That is without a doubt, and they're cleaning up that defensive ball, giving themselves a chance to get out and run. But the big thing that we see right there is that 3-ball, 10 of 14, you're shooting 71% at the half, and you get into the free throw line and you're converting there as well. But the one that stands out for me is those 14 balls. They're not losing the rebound count.
Which is surprising. They've almost got smashed on the rebounds every single time against the JackJumpers. But today they've done just enough. Part of it is the way they're shooting. You don't have to get a lot of offensive rebounds back when you're not missing that many shots. But on the other side, good defense. They're rotating around. They're not holding Tasmania to a great percentage. They're still 54%, but they're doing enough to force those turnovers and win the possession game.
Well, they have that first half in the back. Can they do it for a second? And the man who got going nice and early and really set the tone on the offensive end for the Breakers was Zylan Cheatham. He's finding his strength coming back from that injury, and we know he loves a date with the rim.
Had a great passage of play when he went 3-4 plays in a row, really affecting things. Shooting the ball well from outside. Obviously, great when he attacks the rim. And when he attacks the rim, you have to respect that. That gives him the space the next time around. His effort on the rebounds on both ends really helping him. And that quick move there, I mean, I'd blow my Achilles out if I tried to stop that in mid-range, and he just does it well. Nice job, and you take a look at the shot chart, you can see he's doing it from all over. It's not just one space, he's finishing at the rim. A couple of threes, looking very comfortable from deep as well.
And he's getting to their free throw line and converting from the money line as well on the other end. Jack McNay, he loves himself a block party, big body once he comes in, and he made his presence felt as soon as he entered the ball game.
Yeah, Will Magnay has been excellent defending the rim. He hasn't gotten himself involved as much on the glass as you would have expected, but this fantastic second leap there. Omengo Matiang set the tone early, comes back at it, gets possession, just 4 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. But his defensive tenacity is one of the things that's kept the Tasmanian JackJumpers in. He's got the mismatches down low, hasn't been able to convert those opportunities as much as you'd expect, but his size, his strength on the interior, I think Tasmania has to keep feeding on it to try and get back in this game.
That is without a doubt. Now, Anthony Lamb is a positive sign for the Sky Sport Breakers as we see Sean Marion in the building as well, as he's the leading scorer, and he hasn't really got going yet, got into foul trouble nice and early. A huge sign for the Breakers.
Well, they've done a nice job of taking turns. They don't depend on any one guy. As good as Anthony Lamb is, 31 points, in NBL career high a week ago, they don't need to have that from him. What they need is for that ball to get through hands, force defenses to respect everybody, and just get the ball to the guy who's hot.
Breakers have really struggled in the third quarter. They lost the last 4. How do they make sure they win this one and close out the game?
Well, they got to come out extra effort on the defensive side. Rotate all over the place, be extremely physical. Keep that physicality. Don't let Tasmania come out and dictate play here in the third quarter. If they do so, they'll get right back in the ballgame.
Well, we know how good Tasmania are. They're 2 imports. They can get going at any given point. The second half is on the way. Breakers up big right now, 57-39, right here on the North Shore.
57-39, welcome back to Event Finder Stadium on the north shore of Tamaki Makaurau. And for more from halftime, Taylor Johnson.
Oh, well, the Breakers, they were off to a great start, weren't they? But this is where they often hit the lull. The last 4 games, they've lost that third quarter, so they're going to be looking for consistency. But, Miles, how good has it been that these guys have started to get their rebounding back heading into this game? They were last when it came to rebounds and last when it came to second chance points. But now they're starting to attack. They're coming back into it. So I'm really excited for this Breakers team. And, hey, it could be because we're back at Event Finder Stadium, what they like to call the spiritual home of the Breakers, Miles.
Absolutely, they've been really good on the offensive glass. 5 offensive rebounds for the Breakers, averaging only 6.6 a game. But for Parker Jackson Cartwright, he has been relishing this matchup with Jordan Crawford and the JackJumpers. He's 5 of 6, and he's got 15 at the halftime break.
The efficiency he's played with the last few weeks has been impressive. You see that 5 for 6 from the field. Hasn't missed the free throw line. Taking nothing but great shots, forcing nothing. Still there if you need him at the end of the quarter, but making great reads, really manipulating defenses. They have to respect his driving ability so much. If he's going to shoot the ball like that, this is a difficult defensive assignment for anybody across this competition.
And we always enjoy our little halftime raps with Brooke Rusko. Brooke, what did you hear out of the coaches?
On one side, I took to Scott Rath first and didn't really have much to say. He said he was super excited about the second half, so had a little grin on his face, and that's what he's looking forward to in the second. And Coach Modi, they have to keep winning the rebounding count. It's been a struggle for them all year long, so they're winning that count at the moment. Continue to move the ball, as we talked about at the half, and get it back on those back cuts, and that 3 ball will continue to fall for them. But it's a big, big third quarter, as they've really struggled in the third over the last 4, and they need to come out with a hot start.
I'm just surprised not to see the JackJumpers not play like they need to win. Right now, they're not on that razor's edge. Like, they absolutely have to have this victory. You see, when they're at their best, that's what they're playing like, but they're pretty comfortable right now. The Breakers are making them look even more so.
McVeigh kicks it out, and we've got a travel call. That is the 9th turnover for Tasmania.
Starting to add up. 8 more shots attempts for the Breakers because of the forcing of the turnovers, the activity on the offensive glass at the same time.
Jackson Cartwright. Nice dish from Bruce Demetrius, who gets the offensive board.
He just plays well beyond his ears. The extra pass, finding his the offensive rebound afterwards through the kick out.
But his 21 when he became a next star. Bruce Demetrius misses that. Litiang fighting for it on the baseline, and it will be Breakers' ball.
And this is the effort level things that I'm talking about. It's not often you see the JackJumpers outworked, but right now the Breakers are bringing the lunch pail. They've got the hard hat on, and they are just getting it done, putting everything on the line. But they're desperate. They have to have at least 5 wins out of the last 7. JackJumpers aren't quite under that same amount of pressure, looking for 2 wins out of 5.
Also, they have games in hand on some of their opponents around them on the ladder. Breakers have Illawarra, a huge game for them, for both teams, really. As we've got a foul underneath on that shot attempt. He's just an absolute beast, showing what the Breakers hoped he would be like as we head into the stretch run towards the playoffs.
Just making himself a nuisance, refusing to get boxed out. Doesn't get any credit for either of those plays, but keeps 2 extra possessions for the Breakers.
On their feet here at Event Finder Stadium. Bruce Demetrius, the runner is good.
Floater game. The soft touch on display. I mean, a 21-year-old player playing like he's 31 does not take any bad shots, does not make many bad decisions. You just don't see that from guys his age.
You look at the names like Alex Saar, Bobby Clintman, and look at the ages of those young men, long, athletic players. They are looking at 18, 19 years old, but Bruce Demetrius already been a world champ at the under-20s with Lithuania, and he's got that Euro game about him.
Just smooth. Look at the rip through. Reads the defense perfectly. Oh, he got McVeigh in the close to the fadeaway. Loves that shot.
That's very Euro as well. That is a tie-up underneath. Multiple blasts of the whistle as Magnan Bruce Demetrius have a few pleasantries to exchange.
Well, I think the foul's on Drimmick's underneath. You see that push underneath there, and the second push I think might be what gets called.
I apologize to Will Magnay.
But that was actually Mathiang pushing Drimmick into Roosevicius, and Roosevicius thinking it was Drimmick, but it was not. It was your teammate enforcing that action. So a chance for the 4, maybe 5-point play here.
It's a turnover, another one.
The unforced errors, uncharacteristic. Striking again.
Cheatham with a mismatch, Crawford on him. Takes the chair out from under him. And we've got a kick ball. It will be the savage defense of Jordan Crawford. Check this out. Great little man or big man defense.
Just completely pulls the chair out. Expected a little bit of resistance there. He gets none. A second defender was there right where he needed to be, Will Magnay. It's not the easiest position to have that big of a size advantage on whoever's guarding you. Unless your name is Wendy. You might be used to it. Everybody else, it takes a little bit used to.
Milton Doyle down low. There's Magnay underneath.
Good patience though. The ball gets through hands, forcing the breakers to rotate and get to that second rotation until they find a great shot.
16 is the breakers lead. 59-43. Jackson Cartwright and Cheatham operating up high.
They keep on going to the switch. Breakers are going to have to find a way to punish it. It's going to slow down the half-court offense.
PJC over McVeigh. He's 5 for 5 from downtown.
Well, if you can't work the switch on the interior, work it on the perimeter where PJC is torching it.
Got 18. Doyle kicks it out. Drimmick misses that. Magnay, great offensive rebound, and Will Magnay goes down, and he goes down hard.
Didn't see where he took that shot. The foul coming on the shot going up. Magnay staying active on the offensive glass, starting to impose his will in that area. Has great position, goes in, chases after it, and then you see the swipe down.
Magnay at the line. Been particularly good for the Tasmania JackJumpers fortunes tonight. The charity strike, 7 of 12. Magnay 2 for 4. Look at 2 for 5.
Magnay, Doyle, Crawford combining right now for 15 points. You're just going to have 15 from them at the half. It's going to be difficult to get the kind of offensive efficiency you're used to having.
Everybody clap your hands.
Been a good rivalry over the last 2 or 3 seasons as the JackJumpers in their infancy, the Breakers, meeting them in the postseason last season. As Lamb finds it from Abercrombie. Drimmick trying to stop him. Lamb, did he walk? He did.
They just got confused between going up with a shot or maybe dropping it off to Mathieu and gets the happy feet, good whistle. Nice job by the JackJumpers not to give up on the play. Stuck with it, had open multiple looks at the Breakers, but couldn't take advantage, and another turnover.
Does not feel like an 18-point game, does it? 62-44, Magnay up high.
Weird energy to the game so far this week.
Doyle found the contact, and it counts.
He just finds it. I think you described it perfectly. He found the contact. He created it, dribbles right into the side of Cheatham. Here's the whistle, gets the shot up, trying to find himself involved here. Cheatham closes out hard, and you see that left arm. That's where the foul is. If it just doesn't with his chest, he might get away with it, but that left arm getting in there, that makes it an easier whistle. Excellent awareness by Doyle to feel the whistle, get the bucket, and have a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
That is foul number 2 on Cheatham, and Doyle makes that. Last thing you want to do is get Milton Doyle going if you're a Breakers fan. Vidal White for the game for Mody Moore. adds such a fantastic dimension to the Breakers offense. Lamb stepping away. Oh, Will Magnay.
It's going to be Matt Yang's fourth on that
is
contact.
Another heavy landing on Will Magnay.
It's not the contact from Matt Yang that's forced him to the ground, but the contact just makes him fall awkwardly there as he's fighting for the basketball. You see, he just kind of gets into it. And it looks like he just slips. I mean, that doesn't really seem like a foul on Matt Yang as well. The contact's there, but it was just really, I think he just slipped on the floor there, and Matt Yang was in the vicinity, so gets the whistle.
It's a little bit of a whiplash effect, I think.
That's the 5th foul on the Breakers already here in the quarter, so it is free throws for the rest of it. And that is exactly the recipe you want if you're trying to get your way back into the game. Stock the clock, set the defense, and watch the scoreboard tick over.
Marcus Lee sits, Magnay at the line. No Lee off the bench if he makes a free throw. Will Magnay, toughness personified here in the 3rd quarter. Whittling down this Breakers lead. One foul shot at a time, splits the pair again.
Drimmick is getting into a lot of activity over there. Thomas Abercrombie complaining to the officials.
They're grabbing each other.
Drimmick is getting away with a lot right now.
Lamb stepping through. Another travel from Anthony Lamb.
I thought Crawford got in with the hand that caused that travel. It looked like he might have had a little activity there.
That is going to be a delay of game warning. Are we going to get a technical foul there? Anthony Lamb shot it after they wanted it back.
Drimmick and Abercrombie having words. Abercrombie checks out of the game, but you're getting a little animosity creeping up, seeping up in this ball game.
There's a good rivalry between these two teams. You can sell me Melbourne, Sydney as much as you like. You can sell me the throwdown as much as you like, but this is good.
It really ignited last year in the finals. You know, both teams made it. Breakers winning that one to get themselves to the grand final, but maybe from all the time the Breakers spent in Tasmania during COVID as well.
Oh, yes. Magnay misses that. Jackson Cartwright with the board. Jackson Cartwright, Magnay.
That's the 4th foul of Dave Pinot. Will Magnay, I mean...
Will Magnay did a tremendous job of knocking that off the rim, and then Pinot trying to get it. Fouls again.
Yeah, just the awkward landing once again. I didn't see a lot of contact there, but enough contact for Magnay to hit the deck. And those whistles are going Tasmania's way. And that is 10 fouls on Matt Yang and Pinot. There you see DC just trying to box out, but he gets him underneath him as he's going off, tipping that one off. And that's why the whistle goes that way, and that's why Magnay's back to the charity strike.
Well, you mentioned that, you and Taylor mentioned that Magnay misses again, but 3rd quarter's coming back to haunt the Breakers here. Just 5 points in this quarter. Tasmania slowing this clock down, whittling down this lead. It's down to 13.
These fouls taking away the Breakers' ability to get any kind of transition action.
Dal White, good defense on him.
Doyle helping there. Crawford and the entire Tasmanian backcourt very aggressive on the ball right now, really getting physical with the Breaker ball handlers.
And just got the ball away too late for Doyle as he jumped in the air. He landed with it and then passed it.
Both teams out of rhythm.
Timeout.
Neither team is really finding their rhythm right now. This timeout, I think, a great chance for both teams to reset offensively and just decide what it is they're trying to look for. You know, look for a little bit more of that smoothness in the activity. Rebounds starting to even up, 17 to the Breakers, 15 for the JackJumpers. But just 4 offensive rebounds for Tasmania. Remember, in the time they beat the Breakers, they had 25 offensive rebounds in that game. So the Breakers have really turned around that statistical category. With the way this game is slowing down and the lack of offensive freedom, I'd be pretty happy about that if I'm Scott Roth and the JackJumpers, because it does really open that door for a comeback.
Certainly does. Tasmania now 19 foul shot attempts, having missed 8. As I said, chipping away, grinding out this third quarter. Turned the ball over a couple of times to start the second half. Will Magnay has been in the thick of everything at both ends of the floor for Mody Moa, and the fouls are starting to mount up for him. It's Atiang with 4, Dane Pino with 4, and for more from that timeout, let's go to Brooke.
Yeah, listen in nice and close to that Breakers timeout right there. It's the third quarter blues that the Breakers had over these last 4 games. They need to get out of it, get their momentum back and do it the right way. They need to get their offense into the groove that it was. Get back to the free throw line. This free throw line's going the other way at the moment, so this Tasmania team, they're stopping the clock, they're getting to the line, they're chipping away. He likes what they're seeing, they just need to get back to what they were doing in the first.
Magnay with Crawford on him. Liafa. McDowell White drops it off to Cheatham. Good defense from Magnay.
A lot of contact. No whistle, though. Nice job of contesting without fouling. Breakers cannot do the same on the other end. Magnay again. Drawing fouls like a magnet. Breakers, 2 players with 4 fouls, a couple others with McDowell White now becomes the 5th player with 2 fouls for the Breakers.
I think one of the biggest offenders out there for the Breakers that they've faced has been a halftime break. They were on fire from deep, 11 of 17. The JackJumpers have regrouped, and they have hustled hard with the on-ball pressure. Magnay staying out there after taking some falls. Just challenged everything again. This is the second. Will Magnay is now 5 for 12 from the free throw line. Usually 58% from foul shooting territory in there. That is some timely offense for Anthony Lamb.
Strong hand by Anthony Lamb. He just wrenched that ball away. He's able to keep that possession. Great positioning, easy finish.
And a turnover. Lamb has it. Gives it up to PJC, and he puts the 2 in.
Roles reversed. Lamb to PJC that time. Will Magnay not paying attention. Timeout to the JackJumpers. They wanted one. But another turnover where both the JackJumpers just not in rhythm. Take another look at it. The little drop off for the PJC layup, who continues his torrid attack on the rim. 7 for 10 from the field for 20 points for PJC.
Now we're going to bring Lee and McDonald in were the JackJumpers. Just after turnover, a couple of quick baskets for Scott Roth and the JackJumpers. They've seen that lead blown out by the Breakers to 17 now as we hit the snooze timeout. We'll have a report from Taylor momentarily. But for you, Casey, what will it take for the JackJumpers to pull this lead right into single digits?
We're going to have to start converting on free throws because they've got the fouls. They've done a nice job of setting up their defense off those foul shots. It's really slowing down the offense for the Breakers this quarter. Have just scored 9 points. But the 10 points for the JackJumpers the other way is not enough. They have to start playing with a little bit more pace, a little bit more speed. The offense is just a bit slow. You're still down 17 points. Then with that scoreboard ticking over, you have to be the aggressor in terms of tempo to try and get your way back in this ballgame.
Well, heading into this round, they were last in the league for fast break points per game this season, Tasmania, averaging 6.3. And so that pace, now Jordan Crawford talked about it as well in that first half. For more from that JackJumpers timeout is Taylor.
Miles, it was really interesting because Scott Roth, he didn't really have any general messages. All he did was said, let's play at 51, and it was very much in cryptic code. So I'm expecting this to be very clinical from the JackJumpers.
You trust this team. He's trusted this team the entire game to work their way out of it, but that has not been the result on the court.
Crawford to the iron. Couldn't control the offensive rebound through Cheatham, so Crawford and the JackJumpers have a new 14. Crawford, and with the rebound. PJC looks up ahead. McDowell White to his right. Crossover into the key, kicks it out. Here comes Lamb, stepping through. Turnover, Lee has it to Crawford.
Tremendous defense, Lee. Protects the rim and deflects the pass to get the steal.
Whips it into the corner, McDonald's there. And he knocks down that three. What a look from Jordan Crawford.
And just being able to get that offense going before the Breakers defense is set off that turnover. Quick buckets, that's what the doctor ordered.
Jackson Cartwright. 8 to shoot. Lost the handle, Marcus Lee was there.
Back-to-back turnovers forced by Marcus Lee.
Crawford dribbles it off his leg. Cheatham dove on it. Now it's Jackson Cartwright. Off the glass, no dice. And we've got a wet spot at half court where Cheatham went down, so we'll wipe that up. And Rupstavicius and Matiang with his 4 fouls into the game for the Breakers. Drimmick will come in and give Jordan Crawford a breather with 2:39 to go in the third.
Jordan Crawford had that turnover there, just lost the ball. Just 5 shots today, 5 points for him. 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Breakers, they've done a nice job on him throughout the season, really made it difficult for him to find a lot of freedom. That trend continues today.
McDonald with the runner. Will McDowell-White might have tweaked a knee or an ankle here. He stumbled somewhat with the on ball, and he is not looking good. He is limping towards Motimore on the bench. Will McDowell-White, that is not a good sign for the Breakers.
Wonder where he took that one. Is that a dead leg? Is that a shot to the knee? Because he has, of course, struggled with a lower leg injury so far this season. Breakers are challenging that call, though.
This is the last thing the Breakers need.
Take another look at it.
Oh, he just dragged his right
ankle.
foot.
Yeah, twisted his ankle there, so.
That's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm really happy for him because, so that's going to be, so McDowell-White will have that treated, and they're going to have a review as well.
Mr. Vicious was adamant that didn't go off him. As we maybe take a look at it during the snooze timeout. Checking the angles now to see what we're looking at. Now here's the second look at it on the coach's challenge. Mr. Vicious goes in and, well,
does his left get it?
It looks like McVeigh makes first contact. It's tough to see from that angle. If there isn't a second angle, not sure that's enough to overturn it.
McDowell-White getting that strapped up again. And
can't really see definitively.
You can't.
The coach's challenge is successful. Play will resume with New Zealand ball on the end line.
Well, Motimore is 2 for 2.
He is on fire. He has got it going.
Breakers ball, 66-52.
And Scott Roth had a little something to say about the challenges that brought a smile to Motimoore's face. Bants, love some bants.
Let's go to Brooke, who's got an update on Will McDowell-White.
Yeah, they retaped that ankle pretty tightly, chucking the sock on, gave the all clear. As we see the 3 ball go down. But he gave the all clear, he's gonna put the shoes back on, get back out there in this ball game. And Zylan Cheatham, the other one for the Breakers fans, he's actually currently behind the bench, stretching out their hamstring and the calf at the same time as well. So a couple nursing injuries. It's a turnover for the Breakers.
Thank you, Brooke. And you can understand Zylan Cheatham is getting those legs after a long layoff. Will McDowell-White strapping it back up. Great to see. They need to win out for the rest of the regular season, pretty much. Every game counts as we head into the home run stretch. Parker Jackson Cartwright hit a 3. Another turnover by the JackJumpers after that. And then Liafa just threw it towards the assistant coaches of Tasmania.
No pink jerseys over there. Space cleared out by Rupstavicius. I think he just got caught when he jumped in the air and the movement didn't go his way. 11th turnover for the Breakers.
Donald dropping it off for Lee. And the and one, is that Matiang's 5th?
That will be. If it is on Matiang, he is out of this ball game. How about the effect Lee's had on the game? It is Matiang has fouled out. That is his 5th personal.
So Matiang is done. Dane Pino into the game. Pino's got 4. This is how the live ladder looks. The Breakers up to 7th if they win out here in this game tonight at Event Finder Stadium. The Hawks had a massive win against Perth last night. That is tight in the NBL. Lee converts the 3-point play opportunity. Starting to get a little bit thin on the front line for the Breakers. And they extend the pressure to the JackJumpers. 69-55.
22 free throws for the JackJumpers have made just 12. 7 of 8 for the Breakers.
Lamb, Doyle on him. Anthony Lamb, a crowd around him. Rubes to Vitrus. This is the 3. Doyle looks up. Picked up at half court. Jackson Cartwright. Here's Drimmick. Still plenty of time. 10 seconds to shoot. McVeigh going at Lamb. Jag McVeigh, beautiful. That's Anthony Lamb stuff.
Just really smooth, under control the entirety of the time. Feeling out the body of Lamb, displacing him just enough, but never losing his balance before he shoots that shot.
69-57 now. Oh, what a block.
Thought he got fouled a couple of times, doesn't get any of the whistles. Now fast break opportunity.
McVeigh, that would have been a big 3.
Lee again, active on the glass.
Drimmick trying to rip it through. Bang goes Jack McVeigh, and Anthony Lamb has twisted his ankle. That has cut the lead to single digits, 69-60.
That is a beautiful pass there by Doyle to get it to McVeigh. There we see the attack look like a bit of arm there, doesn't get whistled, but that starts the break the other way. Not where Anthony Lamb twisted his ankle, but there, landing on the foot of Jack McVeigh. Drains the triple, cuts the lead to single digits, and all of a sudden we got a ball game with a lot of injury questions on the Breaker sideline.
That is another big. Pino's on 4, Matiang's fouled out, Lamb's off with a sore ankle. 18 for Jack McVeigh, how about him? In the end of the 3rd quarter. Shot clock is off. Jackson Cartwright to close out the 3rd. Going downhill, McDonald commits the JackJumpers foul, and now it's Parker Jackson Cartwright who's looking a little gimpy. Just a 2nd team foul for the JJs here.
Yeah, good foul, heads up play. I really like that action. The Breakers, they fake the all-ball screen, go to double downs, and that opens the driving lane. TJC all by himself, but he loses that handle. McDonald, I think, thought he was blown by. That's why he fouled purposefully, but they still have 2 to give.
That might have been a floor burn more than anything. Cheatham now, he looks good to go. Pino takes a seat, 3.7. Ribs to Vitrus on the sideline will get us back underway.
TJC gonna beat the clock again.
Isaiah Liafa stepping back, long 2. In and out, 3rd quarter is done and dusted. We got a game on our hands here at Event Finder Stadium. It's the Breakers who have led by double digits for most of the game. They lead by 9 here, 69-60 over Tasmania. Fourth quarter about to get underway here at Event Finder Stadium. For more from the three-quarter time break, let's go to Brooke and Taylor. Brooke, you're first up.
Yeah, I'll start with an injury report. Two words that came out of Anthony Lamb's mouth was to be good for the Breakers fans, as I'm good. So he put the shoe back on, he taped it up, he's going to be ready for the second, and their front court is looking pretty slim at the moment. Obviously, Methiang fouled out as Zylan puts up their three, and Dane Pinot is sitting on four, and Zylan's nursing that injury, but Will McDowell-White will be out there soon, just with a little bit of that size to hopefully help out with those rebounds. Taylor, what'd you hear?
Oh, Scott said something really interesting, and I actually really love it. He said, no home run plays, easy basket. So they just want to stay in touch. They don't want to go for those long shots and risk the rebounds, and they know the Breakers are on point when it comes to rebounds. So you're going to expect some points in the paint coming in from the JackJumpers.
First team foul on the JackJumpers. A little bit too aggressive on that on-ball action.
Hasn't switched from the American vernacular yet. He's not talking about cricket and hitting it for six. Expecting these Aussies to know some baseball terms on Australia Day in Australia. Happy Australia Day to our Australian viewers. What's that look for, Moles? Why do you give me a dirty look?
That's a great commitment from you, Casey. Lamb on the wing. Anthony Lamb.
Wow, that's not a foul? Oh, I don't know about that one.
Doyle knocks it down. That is a big play. Cutting the lead to 6.
Doyle, physical defense on one end, doesn't give up any ground, forces the turnover, quick turnaround. Let that defense to offense, that quick transition, those easy buckets, that's what Tasmania is taking advantage of.
And there's the foul call, the makeup. You could say Anthony Lamb gets a push up high.
Well, they've been really physical out of that spot all night long. They're really forcing those screeners off the line and grabbing them, holding them, trying to get the spaces. That's the first time that one of the Breakers has tried to sell that call. Anthony Lamb gets the whistle.
Cheatham. Jackson Cartwright finding Abercrombie up high in the corner. 4 to shoot. Abercrombie on the baseline rip. Up and in, Tom Abercrombie. No whistle forthcoming for the vet.
You just got to force your way through. Tasmania's playing very solid defense. They're not giving up passing lanes or driving lanes. At some point, you just got to make shots.
Grimmick. Lee giving big minutes here with Magnay on the bench.
Parker Jackson Cartwright.
Yet another steal. PJC on the floor and gets it back. Jackson Cartwright hanging in.
Oh, that is pretty. Hanging in the air just over the fenders. He is active, trying to get involved. Wanted the whistle and is adamant about it.
25 with a diminutive guard. Skip to the corner. Doyle up high, clears some space. Knocking that down, Milton Doyle bangs down his second 3 of the quarter.
Feeling it. He is feeling it now. Up to 13 points on 5 for 11 from the field. But back-to-back triples is what's got him feeling good. 2 for 4 from deep now is. Will Magnay checks back into the game. Marcus Lee has had a huge effect in this game.
He's been great.
What he's done on, statistically, it hasn't really said it, but he's been contesting at the rim, forcing turnovers, just 5 points and 2 rebounds, but a couple of steals and a couple of blocks to go with it.
Seven-point Breakers lead. McDowell-White back in the game.
Third quarter, just 21 points for the JackJumpers, 12 for the Breakers. Can either team find a bit more offensive flow here in the fourth?
Biafra turns it over. JackJumpers with another steal here. Their 6th of the game. Breakers' 13th turnover. Here's Doyle. Looking at McDonald into Magnay. McDonald knocking down that 3. No one closing out on McDonald, and he knocks down a triple for Tasmania.
Well, doubling from 1 pass away and 0 rotation, as mentioned. You got to rotate out of that. Nobody comes over. He just tees it up and knocks it down.
McDowell-White pulls the trigger. Front of the rim, and it rolls in.
Oh, the C9 triple finds its way as William McDowell-White gets his first bucket of the second half.
Drimmick harassed by McDowell-White. And then McDowell-White trying to get through the screen of McVeigh. Drimmick sold it before that as well. So yeah, third on McDowell-White. Magnay up high. Tough catch over the top of Will Magnay. The Breakers survived that possession.
They're probably better off getting that ball to the wing, a difficult angle with that kind of pressure from the top of the key. And just don't know if Will Magnay saw it clearly before that pass came out.
Now White stepping back. Back of the iron, Cheatham, it falls to him. And he's fouled. It's going to be a foul on Will Magnay.
Could be his third personal. Got 9 points, 4 rebounds in his time, but no real foul trouble for any of the JackJumpers. Magnay and Doyle both with 3, nobody else with more than 2.
Jordan Crawford checks in for Drimmick. Zylan Cheatham, 3 for 3 from the line. Breakers are just 7 for 8.
Going with Crawford here as opposed to Drimmick. Drimmick's been an agitator. For 8 points today, goes 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but did a nice job of getting under the skin of the Breakers, making things difficult for him defensively. Jordan Crawford's going to have to find a little bit of that himself here in the fourth.
Cheatham moves to 15 now. Hasn't missed from the line. Magnay and Cheatham. Right, looking at the action with Crawford as Doyle with the dribble, the crossover, it pulls the trigger.
Feels good now.
In and out.
Barely misses that one. Another foul, boxing out Will Magnay.
It's a tough assignment to box him out. Now the boos rain down at the North Shore Event Centre.
The Breakers are always happy to switch. All season long, they've been happy to switch and let their guards go out there and try and get the work done. But this is an undersized lineup, you know. That time there's a bit of Will McDowell-White, a bit of Isaiah Liafa underneath. And Will Magnay, he is just continually putting his effort on the glass when he gets that switch.
Doyle to Magnay, the catch. He tips it in off the backboard.
Don't know if that was purposeful. Looked like he was going for the catch, but the redirection on the tip, just as effective.
Jackson Cartwright. It's Lamb looking for some movement. Liafa's in the corner.
That's got 2 good looks on those threes.
3 to shoot. Lamb pulls the trigger. Knocks it down. Anthony Lamb gives him some breathing room, and it's back to 10 with under 5 to go. Liafa with a steal. Liafa has it. And Scott Roth calls timeout.
Well, what a huge 5-point play there. First a dagger triple from Anthony Lamb, who's now up to 15 points on 5 for 8 from the field. And now we got a little break here, 83-71, the lead to the Breakers.
Hey, everything in the post and everything except Parker in the post is single cover. Am I clear? When Lambo's in the post, cut, man. Cut! Yes! Attack! When we get the switch, attack! And when he attacks, cut! Huh? Ready? We've been sloppy with press break. Nothing sloppy. Hey, press break. Ready for traps. Attack the rim. You're gonna get calls now. Hey, you're gonna get calls. Up.
Going with the ball.
Wait on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait.
'83-71. Scott Roth and the JackJumpers have seen a mini Breakers run here. The defensive Liafa in transition, harassing the JackJumpers, and that gets the crowd fired back up. And for more from that Scott Rock timeout, let's go to Taylor.
Yeah, it was a big call for calm. It was quite funny because the players said, like, look, this is the only run the Breakers have made this entire half. It's been all us in the second half, so let's just get that momentum back. Let's slow things down. That was a big thing. Slow it down, play our game, but also we need to box better when they are shooting.
Michael Jackson Cartwright picking up that foul there.
Well, with 4.5 to play, the Breakers need to take care of the basketball. The turnovers have been bad here in the second half at times, but they've got that double-digit lead again. They just need to maintain it.
Crawford pull-up. Big rebound from McDowell White. McDowell White, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Great to see Will McDowell White stuff in the stat sheet once again. Oh, Anthony Lamb. That is NBA quality.
He's a shot maker. He's just as comfortable as anyone in this competition when he's on the low box.
As soon as Crawford came, he just went to his other shoulder and stroked it down.
He just knows how to put you in the grindhouse.
Magnate going at Cheatham. Trying to track it down is Lamb, and it will be JackJumpers' ball.
Well, Lamb thought that was off the JackJumper. That's why he let it go out. Instead, 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Tasmanians. The 14-point lead at 3:47. They have to start converting on consecutive plays and get that one tipped out on Cheatham. Good whistle there.
Doyle to get us back underway. Magnate up high. Gives it back to Doyle. Gives it back to Magnate, who puts it down with 2 hands.
Beautiful pass. Both defenders sticking with Doyle. They're worried about him getting hot. Magnate again finishing on the roll.
Tough cash from the Arthur. Time winding down here in the 4th.
Breakers need to stay aggressive. They can't just put it in the pocket and shoot late shots.
McDowell White has it on a string. Fell to Lamb's right. McVeigh with the closeout. And McVeigh in transition. Keeps it up high away from PJC. Jack McVeigh having a say. Crowd want to travel.
I don't think it was a travel. He certainly took it high. He was aware of Parker Jackson Cartwright coming from the end. Lead back to 10.
Crawford look for the steal. Cheatham goes at Magnate. And Zylan Cheatham will head to the line to shoot 2.
Could be the 4th personal foul, both on the team and on Will Magnate here in the 4th quarter. It's going to affect his ability to stay aggressive on the defensive end. Every foul from now on sends the Breakers to the line. They're 9 for 10 on the day. Can Cheatham keep up that form?
The 4 fouls on Magnate. Matiang's already fouled out. Fouled out in the 3rd quarter. McDowell White's tweaked an ankle. Cheatham at the line. You're stretching out muscles in a leg. Dame Pino's got 4 fouls. It's very hot and humid in here, a little bit sweaty. Rick Sona's working overtime. It's McVeigh now going at Leafa. And a hand in the cookie jar. Leafa got caught reaching.
Late in the shot clock. On the shot going up, we had 2 shots coming this way. A chance to get it back down to single digits as Jack McVeigh continues to insert his will on this game. 20 points, 8 for 10 from the field, playing with great efficiency, 4 rebounds as well.
McVeigh at the line. They have left 10 points at the free throw line here, and they are down 10. Tasmania. McVeigh makes the second. They've shot the ball really well. 54% on the road is tremendous as we head into 2:30 to go. But they have turned the ball over 17 times. That is not good.
Not ideal.
Lamb picking it out. Liafa for three. Liafa connects from downtown. That is the 15th three for the Breakers in this game.
Well, once again, Anthony Lamb patient in the post. Gets to that painted area, doesn't force the shot, reads the defense, and has an open look, just like Doyle gets it.
Man, you cannot leave Milton Doyle that wide open for that long.
Up to 19 points now.
That cuts the lead to 9.
Pardon me, 16 points now.
Under 2 minutes to go. McDowell White, Crawford right up on him. Does a great job harassing McDowell White. Fired into the Tasmania JackJumper bench, and now Jackson Cartwright trying to grab that. Pulled up a little game with his ankle, and we've got a timeout.
Oh, that's my mistake. I tricked you.
You were waving hands around like all sorts of things.
I looked like a timeout, but it was just substitutions. As we take another look as the high ball, as Jackson Cartwright just tweaks it when he comes down, strangely. Interesting.
Some pickle juice going on.
Oh,
Doyle! Oh, Magnay's fouled. That is the 15th foul on the Breakers. So with 91 seconds to go, Will Magnay at the line. It has not been a happy night for Will Magnay on the free throw line. He is 5 for 12. 2 big foul shots here, though.
5 for 12, 7 of those, his team's 10 misses. JackJumpers have been to the line 24 times, twice as many times as the Breakers, 12. But it's that conversion rate just sitting at 58%, which has hampered their comeback efforts. Magnay's tough night continues at the strike.
Left it short, gets his own rebound. Gets to the easy way for the center.
Forgot to box out the shooter. The offensive rebound's coming back. As the Breakers are unable to get that
McVeigh has sprinted down the court at Scott Roth to check this. So they call timeout.
No, he doesn't want the timeout. He's changed his mind. He's trying to call off the timeout, but it looks like it's already... So, there is no timeout, never mind. He got he was consulted the bench. The bench said no. Don't do that. So back to basketball.
89-82.
I think he was informed that is it? Either way, 1 second off the shot clock. Breakers have 7 seconds to get across. Is this being checked automatically back at base? In the last 2 minutes, looking at all the all-bounds calls. So save that challenge.
A minute 28 to go in this game. A big call here, and it stays with the Breakers. Full court pressure. Jackson Cartwright chased by 2 JackJumpers. It's so fast. McDowell White to Jackson Cartwright. Trying to burn in some clock here. 10 to go on the shot clock. Operating with McDowell White. Gets McVeigh on the switch. Way off. McVeigh with a great closeout. Huge position here for the JackJumpers. Minute to go. Doyle rocks them with a 3. Strokes it down at Event Finder Stadium. Timeout, Mayor.
Milton Doyle turning up in this second half and turning it up the heat on an already warm building. 19 points now. He's worked his way up to 50% from the field, but it's being done from deep here in the second half. All 4 of his makes from behind the arc in the latter 20 minutes. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He is just finding space with regularity.
Milton Doyle. 89-85, 56.2 to go. A huge triple. That Magnay offensive rebound as well off his 2 misses. This game It was all breakers in the first half. They had a 33-point second quarter.
And then 32 points in the second half in total, Moles, after that 33-point second quarter. 46 for the JackJumpers here in the second half, and that has been enough to get them right on the precipice. Sneaking this one out.
Biggest lead was 20.
They picked up the level of physicality defensively. They started forcing the breakers into a few lackadaisical turnovers. They got better on the glass, and they've really put the pressure on the officials to blow those whistles at the rim with their attacks both on the offensive boards and attacking the rim. And now they're just down 4 with a minute to go.
It'll be McDonald. 14 fouls for Tasmania. Next foul, breakers will be shooting. Jackson Cartwright with the left. Magnay does it again. Will Magnay clearing the rim. Here comes Doyle. Another crossover. Off the glass, and he can't get it to go down. And then he fights Anthony Lamb for the ball.
He just goes.
Mayoral wants it unsportsmanlike.
He got a hold of the head there trying to get the ball. I think Doyle, a little bit frustrated, might have felt he felt some contact on that attempted finish. Officials aren't going to talk about any kind of unsportsmanlike. So just a regular foul. That's going to be the 4th on Doyle. We take another look at it. Misses this shot. And, there's nothing in it. No big deal.
Not in Casey Frank's world. That's not even a foul. That's just play on.
It's not even really a headlock.
There's no blood. There's nothing.
They didn't even lock it down.
I don't think he even touched them.
I mean, just a little touch.
Oh, barely. I think he looked in his direction.
I agree. Finally, we see eye to eyeballs.
It took us this long. We started here in 2010.
Well, they are reviewing this, though. They're back at the replay center, taking a look at it, seeing if that is undue contact. And unsportsmanlike call. I am incorrect once again. So that's going to be free throws and the ball. Take another look at it. I mean, he's got the hand on the ball. He just kind of...
He played the ball there, and then it's this stuff here. Well, there's no... I don't know, man. Milton Doyle...
I mean, he makes a play at the ball. He's trying to follow it, trying to grab it. It doesn't look like unnecessary contact to the head. It just sort of came through as Anthony Lamb misses the free throw. Now 2 for 3 on the day.
I think Anthony Lamb did a tremendous job of selling that at the end. This is a big possession here. Breakers need to score. Scott Roth.
Timeout on the make.
Will take a timeout if the Breakers get a bucket. And they force a turnover. Cheatham almost walked with it. Cheatham double teamed, and it's Doyle again. That's 5 fouls on Milton Doyle. He is done for the night. And Cheatham strides to the charity line. In fact, he goes right past it. And he gets a towel. And he'll wipe his hands because he's going to shoot 2.
It's an interesting foul. There was just 8 seconds left on the shot clock there. He had already let 6 go off. And you could tell that they wanted the foul. At that point, maybe you let it go. The Breakers had nothing going offensively. Instead, Cheatham to the line. If he hits 2 of these, makes it a 3-possession ball game.
Excellent second half from Milton Doyle. 19 points, but it's Cheatham at the line. This is the first. 16 points for him.
Breakers just leaving this one open, missing free throws down the stretch. Just unable to close the door.
And we've got a sub coming in. It's got to be Tom Abercrombie. Jackson Cartwright will take a seat. And Scott Roth wants that timeout on that make. 91-85. 26.2 to go. What do you do here, Casey? Quick 3?
Well, no Doyle, so I'm putting that ball in the hands of McVeigh. He's been shooting the ball very well tonight, possibly Crawford. McDonald had a huge shooting night a couple times ago against the Breakers, but you got to get a quick 3 here. Just isn't enough time to try and do it by 2s and fouling. So you got to go for that 3. If you get it, then you've got a ball game. If not,
tough ask, but Clint Steindl is a 49% three-point shooter, coming in cold. But that's what shooters have to do, the likes of him and Cam Glidden, who we haven't seen tonight. But this is what the game is built for. If you want to take that three-point shot off the bench, that's you.
Top 2 three-point shooters in the competition. And Steindl certainly has had some good finishes against the Breakers in years past. So, see what the spacing is. If the Breakers just crowd that three-point line, take everything away, force the JackJumpers. If you can get a quick 2, if you can get a 2 within 2 or 3 seconds, you go for that 2. If not, you're looking for that first best look from deep.
So no Steindl out there. It's going to be Crawford, McVeigh, Magnay, Trimmick, and McDonald.
McDonald had 7 threes against the Breakers last time they played.
And good in the corner. Running through some screens.
That's a slow roller.
McVeigh winding the clock down. Abercrombie, tremendous defense, and Zylan Cheatham pulls down a big rebound. And then he's sort of...
Grabbing that calf again.
That calf has given him a little bit of trouble here in the second half. Zylan Cheatham will go to the game, go to the line to ice this game.
Well, that slow developing play there. Didn't get a clean look and didn't get the bucket. Nice job by the Breakers to defend that three-point line. Decent execution by McVeigh to get an okay look at it, but couldn't fight it. And here we are again. 2 free throws to seal it.
Make it a
3-possession game.
3-possession game unless there's 2 freakish 4-point plays in 17.1 seconds.
Stranger things have happened.
Scott Roth and the JackJumpers left a little bit on the table tonight. Disappointing first half for them. Tremendous in the third quarter, grinding down that Breakers offense. And it is an 8-point game. Lincoln Doyle was excellent down the stretch. As McDonald crosses half court, and Cheatham with the steal. And then Magnay gets all of him.
And didn't want that foul because percentages are starting to come into play now. Tasmania is good in the percentages right now, 106.08, but the Breakers, they're just above that 100-point mark. Almost dead even with Sydney. The same realm as Illawarra and Cairns Taipans. Those differentials now becoming ever the more important.
Breakers have, Casey, 2 games in hand over Cairns, Sydney, Brisbane, and Tasmania. And there's now just 2 wins separating the Breakers and Illawarra, for that matter, in 7th and 8th respectively, and Tasmania here on the 3rd spot. Looking at a live ladder on the NBL app as Cheatham misses the 2nd. So it is all to play for down the stretch. The Breakers have Illawarra next on Sunday. On the road as Crawford knocks down that 3 to make it 94-88. And they will see the clock wind down, and the Breakers continue their winning ways at Event Finder Stadium. The original home of the Breakers' banner years. Parker Jackson Cartwright is your footlocker player of the game. 25 points. The Breakers get the win, 94-88 over Tasmania.